Okay, everybody, welcome back. I thought I'd do another video on this ash wood that I split up and bucked up last time. But let's talk a little bit about what ash looks like, just to get the educational aspect going. A lot of you guys know, but this is a piece of ash wood now, and when it gets older, the bark gets more deeply furrowed than the younger trees are. You can see it's a little bit deeper, and you can see kind of that pattern in there now. You can also really tell by the smell of ash. It kind of smells like whiskey, to be honest with you, when it's freshly cut. It has a nice whiskey smell to it. And you can also get accustomed to the way the grain looks in ash. If you look at a Louisville Slugger baseball bat, you can just see it has a real unique grain. And the more you look at it, the more that you can identify that grain in there. Let me get a piece here that's been split. But that's a piece of ash wood, and you'll just kind of get used to the way that grain looks in there. You can really start to pick it out after you've cut quite a bit of ash wood. And the smell is another dead giveaway. And it gets this kind of white look on it a lot of times too, on these older trees that maybe they're dying, I'm not sure, but I see that kind of white flat look on them a lot of times. And I don't really know that that's always a canker. It's just how it looks when that bark starts to dry out in the sun as the tree's dying. But you can see here's kind of a same part of the same tree, and that's a smaller round there, but the bark is pretty deeply furrowed on that one. And you just kind of get used to what it looks like. Now this is a piece of cherry wood here. You can see the lenticels on that, and the leaves are still on it, but I can just tell that's a piece of cherry on the bottom here they have, which that's holding everything up, but that's a nice little piece of cherry wood. So there's a nice look at the pattern of an ash tree as well. That's the bark of an ash tree, a pretty good sized tree. I mean, you can see those rounds. They're nice sized rounds. That's what I've been cutting on. So that's ash and a little bit of cherry. And that's the cherry that's what cherry looks like when it's got that nice smooth bark to it. It does get the cornflake look, but it also has this smoother look on some of it as well. And there's another look at the grain on that ash wood. It just has a real unique kind of grain. I can't really explain what it is, but you get used to it. The more you see it, you can just kind of pick it out. It's the color and the way that they're kind of evenly striped in there. But you can tell what ash wood looks like. There's a good picture of it there. And right there you can really see that's what it looks like. You'll get used to seeing that, and you'll get used to the smell and everything else. So it is getting dark out here right now. I just wanted to shoot some more footage while I'm here and make some videos, because I got to keep them coming 3 times a week. So it's good to get the footage while you're here. I'm sure I won't regret having the footage. But I'm going to fire up the splitter now. I left some maple rounds down there too that I bucked up. I just went ahead and cut a tank of gas. My chainsaw is oiling really good. It is oiling okay, I think. I was a little bit concerned there, but I'm not sure why it looked like it was low. It's doing really good though. And something I wanted to mention about that Stihl 462 chainsaw is I have run a 500i chainsaw now, and the chain wasn't real sharp on the one I ran, okay? So it just kind of cut normal to me. It didn't feel like anything crazy. This 462 with a sharp chain will outcut a 500i that has a slightly duller chain. I mean, they're very close. It's a difference of I think it's 6.8 cc's, about roughly 7 cc's. It's not a lot of power, so depending upon the skill of the operator and the sharpness of the chain, that Stihl 462 is a good saw. And it is true about the maintenance on those saws now. when you take that 500i in to get service and you're out of warranty, it's going to cost you a lot of money. So once that warranty is gone, you'll be glad you had a nice carbureted saw. And also, it was $600 almost cheaper, I think, for the 462. I paid like $1,400 now, and those Stihl 500i's are $1,900. So you know, you got a difference of anywhere between $400 to $600, depending upon who you buy it from and whether it's on sale and everything. So for the difference in, call it $500 or $600 in price, I got the saw, I got a $115 pair of chaps, I got a gallon of oil, I got a bunch of Stihl 2-cycle oil mix. I was able to get a lot more stuff, and then in the future when I service it, it'll be cheaper as well. So I think it was a good deal. I'm really happy with that saw. I don't feel bad about not having the 500. I love that saw. It cuts really good, and it's doing everything I need it to do. So I just wanted to throw that in there too. Some little side notes there. I could have got the 661. I could have got about anything I wanted to. They didn't have any 500i's. The dealer doesn't really like to service them, so he doesn't stock a lot of them. But I could have got the 661, but that's a 90 something cc saw. I can't remember. It might be right at 90, but it's a couple pounds heavier, and there's something to be said for that. I mean, these saws do get heavy, and when you're in a big pile of wood like this, and you're cutting at funny angles, and you're reaching out and holding the saw, and that's a lot of torque on that saw too when you hit the trigger and it grabs the wood and pulls your hands out of there on you now. So if you're reaching out over at a funny angle and you hit the pedal to the metal on the darn thing, it jerks around on you, and you got to muscle that thing around all day. So there is something to be said for the power. I mean, you're not always going to be cutting on a sawhorse straight off the ground and making nice cuts. So that nice 70 cc saw, I can't remember exactly what it is. Sorry for it's 70.2 or 72, something right in there. I think it's 70.2 cc's or 72.2, whatever it is. That 462, it's just a nice cutting saw, and you can maneuver it around a little bit easier. It's not too much saw. I don't really need that 90 cc's just to cut firewood. I got the 28-inch bar, and the bar length is more what I'm concerned about. So that bar will cut some big wood, and that's really what I needed, and it's pulling it just fine. So there's some notes on your different chainsaws. I can't think if I wanted to mention anything else. If I think of anything else, I'm sure I'll tell you in the future, but I'm really happy with that 462. It's doing just fine. The dealer actually wanted to sell me like a 200 series saw or something. I said, no, I don't want that. That's the backstory on that. I just think the 661 was a little bit overkill. I could have got anything I wanted to, but for the money savings and the ease of use for maneuverability and everything, I think that's just a good saw. It'll cut anything I need to cut. Okay, so it's getting dark out here now, boys and girls. I need to get wrapped up. I'm not sure if I'm gonna record anything or not on this splitting. You've already seen the ash round split, so there's what I got in the truck. And it is getting dark out here, so you can't even see anymore, but I gotta get going now. So once again, thanks for stopping by. I really appreciate it. Give me a like and a subscribe. This kind of turned into a Stihl chainsaw talk video, but you never know where it's going to take you. You turn the camera on and you Nike the darn thing. You just do it and go. And so I'm going to go ahead and finish up my work. It's getting late out here, and I'm about done filming. I need to just work and not be filming with this camera. It's dark anyway. So see you guys next time. Shit.